Hey guys, happy wonderful Wednesday. I guess that's what we can call it. Like, how are you guys doing? I just wanted to do, oops, my paper pumpkin's backward. I wanted to do our paper pumpkin video. I need to do some alternatives. So I usually share my alternatives on my blog. So you can check them out there. I have other alternatives in there you can see. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. If you guys didn't know, Paper Pumpkin is an all-inclusive monthly subscription craft kit that comes right to your door. It's 20, I think, oh, the price went up. I want to say the price, it went up like $1. So let me see. I think the price is $23.50 or no, $24.50. Yeah, the price went up, so it's $24.50. That includes shipping, and it comes straight to your door. And it has, on average, it usually has about nine cards in it. That, you know, kits to make cards, but it also has, so it's almost like a craft class in a box that comes to your house every single month. And for $25, an all-inclusive craft kit, as you know, is amazing. So that's really, really cheap. So I wanted to get on here and I wanted to show you. So the box is really pretty this month. How cute is this box? This will definitely be one of the boxes that I use for, sometimes I'll save the boxes and I'll do other crafty things with them. I'll save this box and store things in it. So just because it's pretty. Or sometimes I'll give this kind of box as a gift, and I'll put cards inside and I'll give the box as a gift. So this box is featuring all the newest in colors. I don't know if I showed you guys this bookmark that I made for all of my customers. If you purchased from me in the last year, I sent you guys a catalog or dropped one off at your house, and it includes all the current colors for this Paper Pumpkin kit. Well, all the current in colors. And now the Mickey Mouse head obviously is not from Stampin' Up, but I use it to make the in color graphic for you guys. And so I just punched these little pieces of cardstock out. And the bow actually did come from Stampin' Up. It's actually a bow from a retired gingerbread man kit that we had, and it's like the perfect size for a mini bow. So yeah, so here we go. So here's our colors: Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Pebbled Path. And we also have a bunch of new colors as well, core colors. I think I showed you guys one last week. This is Blueberry Bushel, which is a returning color. It was once an in color like this, but it returned. And so we have a few different colors that have returned. Also Fresh Freesia, which actually never really retired. This was an in color up until May. This was an in color, and I sent out a bookmark just like this, and it was so popular they decided to just keep it because it was just so popular. So yeah, so that's what we've done with our colors so far. We also have some other new browns and stuff. I just am slow in getting things one at a time. So these are our new in colors. Let me get to our kit. I don't want to waste your time. Oops, my lamp is in the way. Sorry. That's my lamp. If you guys ever see this in the corner, it's just my lamp. It just adds extra. Oh, cute. Oh, this will be perfect for hot chocolate. This little mug. I love hot chocolate. Life is meant for good friends and great adventures. Oh, that's a good sentiment. It doesn't matter where you're going. It's who you have beside you. Oh, that makes me almost want to cry. Cheers to another adventure. Cute. And Copper Clay. Cool, because I don't have this stamp pad yet, so I will use this stamp pad. And this kit, actually, they have some, next month's kit, currently, they have these dies. Let's see if they're still available. Next month's kit is going to include a bunch of this blue, boho blue. So you can see that one of the stamps is going to be in the shape of a vase, and it's coordinating with all the boho blue and coordinating with this Countryside Corners, what's the word? Stamp set. Well, it's a giant stamp. It's not actually a stamp set, but there's dies that coordinate with it. I mean, it's really, really good. So let's go ahead and let me click on here real quick to see. Paper Pumpkin will sometimes offer, if you have a subscription, what'll happen is they'll offer extras. So this month they're offering card bases like this. They're offering extra card bases, and they are offering, for next month, they're offering these dies. So I guess this was a popular kit and they decided to add cards so you could make more of these. I don't see the kit available yet. Any past kits yet? I don't see the kit yet. So sometimes the kit release is usually on the 27th or something like that. So, and look at, this is actually, this color here is not the normal blue. Normally the blue that's inside is like a pool party blue, but this month they have the, what is this one called? Boho blue. Yeah, so this is boho blue inside. So cute. Sorry, I need to open my drink here. I'm a little dehydrated today. And I always forget to drink. I drink a ton of water, but sometimes, you know, you just get a little dehydrated. Oh, and the other thing is you can also scan, you know, these little, you know, obviously scanning the video won't work, but when these come in your box, you can scan these little things and it'll take you to what you need to order. But really good. So, perfect. So let's go ahead and see. So there's no, oh, there's a little twine in here. And I've got our stamps. Oh, and so when you get this kit, I was telling you it was all inclusive. So when you get your kit, the first time you get it, I'm getting some extra blocks out. The first time you get it, it includes, hi Marsha, yeah, it is Wednesday, but I'm doing our paper pumpkin, so it's a little different. I don't usually do our paper pumpkins on a Monday or Friday. So the first time you get a kit, you get one of these blocks, okay? They send you, this is the, what size is this? It's the D block. They send you one of these blocks in your first kit and you use it over and over. And again, you clean your stamps, you know, with just water and even dish soap or something. Water and some dish soap will clean off the ink, even just water, because they're water-based ink, so it'll clean off very easily. So, so yeah. Get our pieces out. Oh, and there's stickers in here too. Good. So they give you everything you need, literally everything. And they give you all the glue. The only thing you would need are scissors. That's the only extra thing that you would need for a paper pumpkin kit. Even this is useful in your kit, and I'll show you why in just a minute. I'll save it so that we can test it. So inside it has all in color. Oh, I see. So they have, when I was telling you that they had some other cards for sale online, well, the other cards that are for sale are landscape style. So they're similar. They're not the exact same, but they have these landscape styles cards as an add-on. So let's see. Okay, so it's just telling you how to make this particular card, but they have more supplements of these cards if you wanted to buy them. They're only $10, and you get, I think, 9. Let me see how many cards you get in that kit there. Exploring in color, cards and envelopes, and I love it when envelopes have. It looks like there are 18 cards. Dang, that's a lot. That's like a whole class. That'd be really good. That's really good. Actually, maybe I'll buy some and do a class with that just because that might be a good extra. Let me think about it. So 18 cards for $10. That's really good. And matching envelopes that go with it. So 18 different cards, but still, that's like pretty impressive. Look at, oh my gosh, look at the bison. Oh, well, buffalo. In America, we call them buffaloes, but technically they're bison. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I am in love with these envelopes. I love camping. I love nature. I'm going to have to send one of these to my niece that's having the twins. She is so cute. I'm so excited about my new grand niece and nephew, or nephews or nieces. I don't know. We'll wait and see. She doesn't want to find out the sex until they're born, which I totally understand. And so I'm super excited to have a new generation. Let's say it like that. I want just healthy babies, and I'm super excited that she's pregnant with twins. I always wanted to have twins, so it's super. Oh, how cute are the fun stickers they sent us this month? Loving. I love Paper Pumpkin. This is how I became a demonstrator. I started with just doing Paper Pumpkin stuff. I mean, I've done stamping things for a long time, but I'm really frugal. So I don't usually like to spend too much money. And you guys have seen, I keep my cards relatively simple because I just, I got a budget and, I mean, I have enough money to craft, but I try to really keep it within my budget. I didn't always do that, but I have, because I've just learned that I want to just try and keep things on point. And so that's just me. Now, everyone can do whatever they want. I'm just talking about myself. But, so I just thought it was, oops, I'm having trouble. So usually you can just stick your thumb in here and you can rip that little thing open. Let me take some scissors. So, yeah, there's 3 different designs in this kit. And then there's also 3 different designs on the supplement, Marsha. Yeah, so that's really, really good. And so thanks for pointing that out like that. 3 different in this kit and 3 different in the supplement. And they're horizontal. So they're landscape, quote unquote. That's what we'd say, landscape. Not everyone talks like that, but that's how I would describe it. But they're sideways cards. And this is my only ink, so you guys will see me use and for the longest time, I have some of these ink spots I have had for more than 16, 17 years now, because I got them when we sell some of these spots in a little kit. And I don't know if we still do, but we did at one point sell the spots. We might not anymore. Let me put in spot. At one point we did sell, yeah, we do. Okay, so we still sell it. It's a bundled little classic Stampin' Spots, and it has 8 of these in it. And they're like just average colors. So you've got like a pink, some pinks, yellow, greens, blue, purple, like they've got a few different colors in there. And so, yes. And so, I just think that that's kind of cool, that you can get these and they last. If you take care of them, they last. So the key that I use with these is I tape them on the side to keep them closed. It's been so long since I've used a spot. I realized I haven't shown them to you guys. So like you can also buy blank ones and fill them yourself, and because it's more affordable that way than buying the big stamps pads. This Yo-Yo Yellow I have had for more than 17 something years. Tangelo Twist as well, Green Galore also, and Gable Green. These 4 I know I have had at least 18 years. Some of these other ones are more recent that I got in, but you can even see the design on them is a little different. See, these ones have a more recent design. This one I know is, maybe I got this one no, I don't think I got this one as old. I think I got this one with a Paper Pumpkin kit, but still, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I keep the tape on the side. That's what I was going to show you. If you tape the sides down, it keeps it where they stay really wet. I've only thrown out a couple of these in the 17 years that I've had these ones here. I had, I think, 12. They originally came with 12. And it was much more affordable than buying a bunch of these big pads, and I had a budget, and so I was just sticking to that, and so because I was sticking to that, I just bought these things, these spots and markers, and I also use markers instead because you just want to try and get the most bang for your buck, and that's where I started. It was with Betsy Sipcar, who is, I don't know if she's still a demonstrator. She probably still is. She was just lovely and fun, and I don't know, I love her. She was just the nicest lady. I was a teacher at the school where her kids went, and her kids were friends with the students I taught, which were ESL students. And That's how I got to know them. So in your first box, you're going to get a block like this, and you just use it over and over again. Now, I pulled out a bunch of them, and I'm going to use the one that we get from the, you can order these nice ergonomic ones also from the website. Okay, so we're going to need happy birthday. So I'm going to get this one here first. And so we'll just stick that, let's see if, okay. And then it tells us what we're going to need. Actually, on this page here, it tells us exactly what we're going to need. So I'm going to need one of these labels. And I'm going to need the binoculars. And I'm going to need some twine. And I'm going to need this label here. It looks like. And this is the one with the bison. It's very Yosemite, I don't know, or Yellowstone, very Yellowstone looking, you know. Love it. Love it. So good. And then the instructions, they even give you a ruler on the side of your instructions. And there's also a video when you go to the very back page. They give you a link, Paper Pumpkin How To. You can scan this or you can go to the website and they'll show you exactly how to put this kit together just like I'm doing. So perfect. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our copper clay and we're going to stamp happy birthday. Now when I use the spots, I tend to take the spot and pick it up and then ink my pad this way. I find it's a little easier to hold this spot than it is to do this. I mean, I can do both ways. It's just an extra, you know what I mean? It's just an extra technique. I tend to do it the other way, but it's up to you. Okay, and then we're gonna do happy birthday. Center this, you know, I need to move it down. I'm gonna move it down onto my desk. Sometimes you wanna put a background behind your white label just so that, you know, you can see it when you're putting your stamp down. All right, and if you let your ink dry, like you ink it and then set it down, you can often just reheat it, just breathe on it a couple times, and that'll be enough to kind of quote unquote heat it into, and that just makes it wet again, essentially. Wets it to where it's fresh. And so we stamped our label. We'll move that aside. And then we'll take our twine. Let's see if I can find the end. I think this is the linen. I think we also sell this twine on the website if you like this twine. Come on, where's the end? It's loose, but I don't see the end. I hate it when that happens, you know? Well, we'll see. I'll find the end in a moment. There we go. There's an end. Let's see. Hopefully, yep, didn't get a knot. Good. Managed not to get a knot. Good job. So they want you to use 12 inches, right? They want you to use 12 inches to make your little loop. I'm going to go ahead and trust them on this one. I don't always do that, but I'm going to do it this time because we're doing loops as opposed to what they sometimes make us do a bow, and I usually can use way less for a bow. And so let me get my tweezers. I also tend to use tweezers to pick up the glue dots. Now, you don't have to. You can also use one of these take your pick tools, which help pick up the little pieces. But I just like my tweezers. You know, once you find something that's your favorite, you just kind of stick with it, you know? And so they want us to put the glue dot right there. Okay. And they want us to wrap it. Yeah, it's gonna barely peek out, so I'm not quite sure. Let me look at the picture here again. Okay, so they want a little bit out here. Oh, I guess it sticks out more. It's just you can't really see it in the image. And then I'm gonna put another piece of glue dot on top because I wanna make sure the twine stays. And instead of tying a bow, they're having us use, just wrap the twine. It's just another easier little trick. And I've done this on my cards even, you know, like if I don't want a full bow. I don't usually hide my stuff like that. I usually just let it, I think I need one more glue dot. Yeah, I can put down one more glue dot. Okay. Whoops. So, okay. Okay. So it's just a little loop-de-loop, you see? And so I'm going to let that, it's twisting on me because of the way I unwrapped it. And that's okay. I'm just going to trim off this end so it's a little more even like the other one. And that's it. So 12 inches was a good amount for that one. Sometimes they'll make us use way too much ribbon for bows and stuff. But, you know, you do need a decent amount to like hold the bow, to hold your piece down. But sometimes, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like sometimes they make us use way too much for a bow. Sometimes I wonder if they actually made a bow with it or if they just put that as a standard, you know. Sometimes I'm not sure. Okay. So there we go. And we're going to put it, they want it a little bit at an angle right here. I'm going to make it kind of an exaggerated angle because I want to make sure I can see it. The way their design is, it's barely there. And I don't really like that. And then we're going to put some dimensionals in the back of this. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. I'm always grateful when people watch. Okay, this needs to be a little off to the side, this dimensional, because it's going to overlap a bit. Okay, so then we're going to, I put 3. I always put 3 on a long dimensional because I want to make sure that the center of this does not collapse in transit. Okay, and so they only wanted this peeking out a tiny, tiny bit, and I don't know. If I'm going to make it, I want to make sure it, you know, I want to make sure you can see it, you know. So, but that's just me. Okay, yeah, there we go. And that way you've got a nice contrast there. And then they want me to put this on here, but there's no room. I think I'm going to put it up higher. The way they have it, I don't know, unless they wanted me to put it a third time on the top here. But I think I've stamped too far over to the left. I'm gonna have to move, hold on. Let me move this over. Oh, let's see if I can pick it up. Looks like I can. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move it over just a little bit because I can't put my binoculars on. I'm moving it way over because I wasn't going to have room for my binoculars. So I should have paid more attention to that before. Yeah, now I have room for my binoculars right here. Okay, and I'm actually going to put, I think I'm going to put just a dimensional right here because, well, unless they want it on top here. Let's see. That looks better. It's extra tall though. Seems a little excessive, but I don't know. It seems like that's what they wanted. Well, that's our card. Done. That's our first card. I don't like this twine. I don't know. The way this twine looks weird. Maybe I was supposed to move it. Ah, there we go. It's supposed to be down here. Yeah. It's a little, I don't know. Something's off about it. Maybe. Well, it's crooked. There we go. But there we go. It just, I don't know. I honestly think all the twine should have been just wrapped at the top here because you barely see it down here in the bottom. So what was the point? You know what I mean? From a design standpoint, I'm just letting you know for when you guys make yours. Because honestly, I would have just looped it all at the top here because you see it's just in the very corner. And even on their design, it's just in the very corner. So it just seems kind of useless to have it down there, and it doesn't look as good as I think it could. But that's the designer in me thinking out loud. Just FYI. Okay, so now let's go to, I don't want to waste all your guys' time with all my I love Paper Pumpkin, so even if I have criticisms, it's not because I think the product isn't good. Nothing is ever perfect, you know what I mean? Sometimes you see how you can improve things. That's a good thing about Paper Pumpkin. The next card I make with that, trust me, I'm not going to do it that way, which is okay. So, all right, so we've got that. We need another label. And we need one of these angled labels. This is a fun way to make a tag and super simple, just cutting an angle instead of doing the flagged like sparrow's edge. And so I think that it's bugging me, Marsha. I just want to put it all at the top. Okay. So we're just going to put all of it up here. There we go. See, look at how much better that looks even like that. You see, even just that. I think it could have been even better if I took more design time, but you see just that extra little, you know what I mean, push of it just gives an extra texture. That even looks better than before. There we go. Thanks for telling me that. So now I'm fixed. Good. So I wasn't just crazy. I'm like, maybe I'm just dreaming, but all right, and then we're doing this one. And you know, the other thing is that when you're done with the kit, you can do so many other things with these stamps. Some of my most favorite stamps come from a Paper Pumpkin kit. Really. I know it seems crazy, but it's true. I reuse certain, it's because the size of the stamp and sometimes even the fonts, I'll just reuse that same stamp over and over and over again because the font is good and the stamp, you know, like it's all just so nice. Sometimes I'll just fall in love with the Paper Pumpkin stamp and use it for everything, especially like if it's a good happy birthday where the happy birthday is just really, you know, just the right size. Like this is a really good size happy birthday. Sometimes happy birthday stamps in the traditional sizes are just a little too big, but this is just the right size. You know, it's just narrow enough, not too big, not too fancy. Okay, so we're stamping life is meant for good friends and great adventures. So that's a great sentiment. And they want us to tie a little bow, wrap this around and tie a little bow. They tell us to use 20 inches. I'm going to use 20 inches just to see how much extra is on there, just to see, just to prove my point. Because I want to see what they consider. I mean, it's not like it's a big deal. So I'm using exactly 20 inches like they tell me to. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap. So you need to put your twine in the center. Put your label, in the center, and you're going to wrap it around. Oh no, we got to do it the other way. So to do this wrap, you have to do it this way. You put it upside down, wrap it around once. See, they only have us wrap it once. And go to the front and tie a bow. And you're going to see, I'm going to have like 10 inches extra of string. Yeah, see, look at all that extra of twine. I could have easily wrapped it one more time, which is probably what I'm going to do in just a second. But look at all the extra. So if I pull it tight enough, I still have, it looks like 8 inches extra. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that they tell you. Yeah, at least 8 inches extra. It's not a bad thing that they tell you to cut so much twine, but I like to do more projects. So, you know what I mean, than just the initial. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap this around one more time. So it's got 3. And that actually looks really cool when you have 3 lines. This will have 4 actually. I'm trying to see how to get it. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm going to put no, I did it right. Oh, why are you fighting? What's wrong? Poor Pumpkin had to go to the hospital yesterday, or the doctor yesterday. I had one cat that was sick the previous week. And then this one's sick. Yes, he kept throwing up, poor thing. And like, my poor little Pumpkin. He was so sick. And then he, you know, they kept prodding him and poking him. And then, you know, he already doesn't feel good, you know? So that makes it even worse. And so poor baby, he was like, he never growls. Whoops. He never ever growls, never fights or bites or anything. But, oh, he was so aggressive at the vet. And he just was not having it. It was too much. It was just too much. Like, I mean, between the initial exam and he didn't feel good. It turned out it was like a hairball, but a really big one that he was having trouble passing. And so he needed some medicine to help him with the nausea. And so, there we go. There we go. I want it in lines. Now, instead of doing it in the crisscross pattern, which I would normally do, I'm going to do it in little lines because I've got so much string. Linen thread, that's the name of it. Linen thread. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, now I can do a little bow. I just realized we had an extra, well, it's not an actual day off, but a family day, which means that it's the day before Memorial Day, the Friday before Memorial Day. We don't get it off, but they'll let us telework. And we don't have students on that day, and many people just take the day off as like an extra day. And so I don't, because I don't have the leave, but you know, with the knee replacement and everything, I don't have much leave. Okay, so there's our little bow. So I took way too long to tie that for you guys, but you can just see how sometimes their measurements are a little bit big. Because see how in their design, they only wrapped it twice, but man, 20 inches, you wasted a whole extra 8 to 10 inches of twine. And I'm not saying that that's a horrible thing, but I could use the twine for something else. So I don't want to really waste it. And then they want us to put some glue dots on the back of this. Okay. Oops, I didn't put the glue. And this is going to pop on. Oops, I bet you it's too far apart. This is going to pop onto our label here. Here we go. No, I just made it. And then, whoops, it's a little off center. Done. Okay. And then we'll put some dimensionals back. And I put a bunch of dimensionals because like I told you, I don't like my stuff to collapse when I'm mailing it. Because, you know, it goes through machines, it gets twisted up, and I want to make sure that my card stays upright. And so this is the card, no, it's the water one. This is the card we're using this time. Look at how pretty it is. It's such a cute landscape, you know? These are good designs. I like these. And we're just putting it right here. We're not actually putting it anywhere against the edge. They just popped it right in the side. So you still see all that landscape. So that's good. All right, and then the last one is going to use this card, this label, and this compass. I love a compass. I love all those nautical stamp sets that we get because, I don't know, I love nautical stuff. I don't have any decorations of it. It's funny, but I love stamps and stuff with it. Okay, and again, I'll just grab, now granted, I have extra, blocks, so that's why I have so many. Oh, and the label. And I just use them for convenience, but you'll only have one when you get your kit. And you can sign up at FabulousStamper.com and click Paper Pumpkin, and you can sign up. It's like really, really good. I love it when you guys sign up because I appreciate any of you guys, whether you guys you know, buy things from me or just support me with attaboys or whatever. I'm just always grateful for any of the positive stuff I get back. You know, I'm always surprised at, I don't know why I should be surprised, but I'm always just surprised at the positive things that I get from people about like my designs. To me, it seems so normal, you know, but I didn't realize that the way I show people how to do things and the designs I make are more unique than I thought. I didn't realize that. And so it's pretty cool that I can share that stuff with you guys. And I'm a teacher by trade, so maybe that's why I do so much explaining. I try not to ramble. Doesn't mean I don't, but I try not to. Okay, so we put our label first, our little flagged label. And it goes right here. And how I know is because they've got it a little bit on the mountain here. And that's how I know where it's supposed to go. Oops. Okay. And then we take our twine and we wrap it, 14 inches of it. They want us to wrap it in a circle. And so I'm going to hold, I'm not going to do full 4 fingers, but 3 fingers apart is usually big enough. I'm going to wrap it around like 4 times and see. Yeah, that seems like enough. And this is going to go right here and it's going to be held down. I'm going to put some glue dots down to hold it. They have you holding it with your dimensionals. I don't really like to hold down the twine with dimensionals. I don't find it to be as effective as a glue dot, you know? And so we'll have that there. Oops. I need to move it over because I want to hide the ends. And so to hide the ends, you want to make sure your little ends are tucked over on the side. Oh, I picked up a glue dot and then left it behind, I guess. Or it's stuck to something else. There we go. Oops, there it is on my finger. I knew the glue dot was here somewhere. And I just find that it's better to go ahead and get it stuck on there. It just, to me, is just better than trying to use the dimensionals. And the dimensionals get kind of bumpy if you put the twine on them. You know, I mean, you can do it. It just, they get kind of bumpy. And that's not really my most favorite way to hold down ribbon or thread is with the dimensional. You can, it's just not as effective in my mind. There we go. Come up. Okay, and then I guess they also want this popped up 3D right here. It's a little strange, but I mean, it looks good. It just is a little awkward from the side to have it popped up like that a second time, but I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just a little tall, because when you put it in the mail, it might get a little squished. But yeah, so there we go. There's our cards, our 3 cards. I talked a long time, so it took me a lot. Yeah, I think that this is a little funny to have it on the 3rd level like that. Because you have to remember we're putting these in the mail most of the time. So if something is too thick, this is technically more than a 1/4 inch in theory, I guess. No, I guess it's not more than a 1/4 inch, but it's verging on being too wide. So if your card is more than a 1/4 inch thick, they charge you an extra ounce, which is like another 17 cents or something like that. So that's just something to think about. Oh, you know what I need? Oh my gosh, that's what I need to do. How cute. I need to use these on the inside. Let's see. I think I want to use the compass. I don't think I want to use the shoe, but I think the compass would be good. I love this mug, but I don't really want to put it on the inside. I think the compass is good for all 3. So I'll go ahead and stamp the compass inside. I love putting something on the inside of my card. Oh, I was going to show you. So when you're doing, oops. Okay, so actually I'm going to show you something. So I can see it already. So sometimes you'll get a stamp. It's only with these photopolymer stamps. You see how it's all bubbled? You see how it's all bubbled there? You know, like it's not a clean image. The reason why is sometimes when you get a new stamp, sometimes, it's not often, but every so often when you get one of these clear photopolymer stamps, it'll look bubbly. And what happens is, I think it's just a film that sometimes will get on the stamp. I haven't had it in a long time, so it might just be that they've changed production a little bit and they've just got to fix it. So what happens is, as you use the stamp more, the film that's on the outside of the stamp will go away. So what I do is I take an eraser and I just erase the stamp with just a plain eraser, and you just erase the top of the stamp and it'll pull off that film. It's just a slight thing because it just looks so bubbly, and you know what I mean? It doesn't look clean. You know what I mean? You want a clean image, you know? And so now I clean it off. Clean it. Oh, I guess I didn't need the wet. And so just clean off that eraser gook. And the other thing I was going to tell you is you put the cardboard underneath here. You put the cardboard underneath, And the cardboard gives like a little extra cushion when you're stamping. And what it'll do is it will help give you that clean image. See, it's almost clean. I might have just missed a spot. There we go. Now see, that one's perfect. So you see how if you get any of that bubbling, it will come off after just a few times of using the stamp. But the way to get rid of it right away is just, well, actually not even a few times. It'll take a little bit just to get that film off because you keep cleaning it and then it'll wipe it off. But, you know, if you're stamping a whole bunch of them right now, they're going to all look bubbly like this. And you don't want the bubble. You want the clean image. And see, the cardboard helps prevent, the cardboard underneath helps prevent some of that little blotchiness that you get in a stamp once in a while. See this blotchiness right here? That blotchiness goes away when you have something cushioning underneath it. And so, just FYI. So let's go ahead and get our stamps, our cards, and add this to the corner. I just love a little surprise inside my card. There we go. And I don't mind a little of the blotchiness, to be honest, because then people know it's a handmade card, you know? I put it on the block crooked, and now I'm making up for it. There we go. So remember, if you want to sign up for Paper Pumpkin, go to FabulousStamper.com and you can sign up for Paper Pumpkin. And those are our cards. So there are going to be a few things left over in my kit that I can use for I have the other 6 cards to do. But remember, I can also buy that add-on that has more of these card bases, and I could easily make a bunch of cards, you know, just because, like, these are a nice card, you know, even just, you know, if you're someone that just likes to send monthly cards, or, you know, this one has a happy birthday, but they'd be perfect for a thank you if you didn't want to add some of this. Yeah, never pop twice. I agree, Marsha, but that's how they have the design. I don't really like that. But they popped it twice, so I did it. But honestly, I would probably move it somewhere else. But, you know, anyway, so yeah, so really nice cards, right? Really pretty this month. And the box is pretty. And don't forget, it has coordinating envelopes. I mean, the envelopes alone have me swooning. I love pretty envelopes. So perfect, perfect, perfect. So thanks so much for tuning in. I genuinely appreciate all the support, you guys. And I'm going to tape this closed so that I don't let it dry out. Like I said, I've only thrown away maybe a handful of these in the 17 years I've had spots, which is pretty impressive. And it's just because I kept them closed. Oh, and I store them upside down. That's the other thing, because then the ink stays on the very top. So when I store them in that little case, these cases are from Tim Holtz. I got them on Amazon, and they're the perfect size for these little, what are they called? Oh, they're mini ink storage tin. I love tins, which is why I bought them. And this is from Tim Holtz, or no, this is from Ranger. It looks, no, this is Tim Holtz because it's got his name there. And so I love, but I store them upside down. So I put a little label on the side here, but I store them upside down. And I like the window because then I can see what color I'm looking for and everything right away. But yeah, I store them upside down just to make sure that the ink stays fresh on the top. But they don't fall out or anything or rearrange even though I store them upside down. So yeah, so there you go. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'm going to make some alternatives and hopefully post them to my website ASAP. I got to get those going. Got a couple things got to get going. But all right, well, have a great day. Thanks so much, guys.